Activity-based costing, ABC, is a cost allocation method used in managerial accounting to assign indirect costs to products or services based on the activities that drive those costs. Unlike traditional costing methods that allocate overhead costs based on direct labor hours or machine hours, ABC identifies the specific activities within an organization and allocates costs based on the resources consumed by each activity. Here's how to allocate costs to activities using activity-based costing. Identify activities. Identify the activities involved in producing goods or services within the organization. Activities can include manufacturing, setup, material handling, quality control, distribution, and customer service. Assign resource costs. Determine the resources, cost pools, consumed by each activity, including direct labor, direct materials, machine usage, equipment depreciation, utilities, maintenance, and overhead costs. Calculate the total costs associated with each resource and allocate these costs to the respective activity cost pools. Determine cost drivers. Identify the factors or drivers that influence the consumption of resources by each activity. Cost drivers can vary depending on the nature of the activity and may include labor hours, machine usage, number of setups, number of orders processed, or square footage occupied. Calculate activity rates. Calculate the activity rates for each cost pool by dividing the total cost of the activity by the total quantity of the cost driver. Activity rate equals total cost of activity, total quantity of cost driver. Allocate costs to activities. Determine the quantity of each cost driver associated with producing each product or providing each service. Multiply the quantity of each cost driver by the corresponding activity rate to allocate costs to activities. For example, if the cost driver for a particular activity is machine hours and the activity rate is $50 per machine hour, and a product requires 10 machine hours to produce, the allocated cost for that activity would be $500. Assign costs to products or services. Allocate the costs of each activity to the products or services that consume those activities. Sum the costs allocated to each activity to determine the total cost of producing each product or providing each service. Analyze and interpret results. Analyze the cost allocation results to gain insights into the cost structure of products or services. Identify opportunities for cost reduction, process improvement, and product-service differentiation based on the allocation of costs to activities. By using activity-based costing to allocate costs to activities, organizations can obtain more accurate and granular insights into the true cost of producing goods or services. This information enables better decision-making, cost control, and performance improvement initiatives within the organization.